Hello and welcome to another episode of the Global Reset. Today we are diving into India's nuclear revival, a sector long seen as slow-moving, now at the cusp of reinvention. The ambition is massive. Scale up from 8 gigawatts right now to 100 gigawatts by 2047 and power that leap really through new age technologies like small modular reactors. But ambition must meet execution. The nuclear conversation in India is shifting from safety concerns and cost overruns to innovation, partnerships, and energy independence. At the heart of this transformation are two critical forces: industrial scale and scientific vision. And today we are in just short order joined by Bhuvan Chandra Pathak, Chairman and Managing Director at the Nuclear Power Corporation of India. Mr. Pathak, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Before we start, Mr. Pathak, let's just quickly run our viewers through a little bit about the Nuclear Power Corporation of India and its role, really. NPCIL's objective, that is Nuclear Power Corporation of India's role, is to undertake the design, construction, operation, and maintenance of atomic power stations for electricity generation. Its aims are to produce nuclear power as a safe, environmentally friendly, and economically viable source of energy. NPCIL manages India's commercial nuclear power plants and is the sole body for their construction and operation as well. Mr. Bhuvan Chandra Pathak is a distinguished scientist of the Department of Atomic Energy. He began his career in 1986 and has held various key roles throughout his time at NPCIL. So I don't think there's anyone better to run us through, state of play right now as far as nuclear power is concerned and where we go from here. Mr. Pathak is also a vocal advocate for nuclear energy and believes it is critical and crucial for meeting India's rising energy demands and reducing carbon emissions. Today we'll explore whether nuclear can finally become central to India's energy story. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about SMRs, small modular reactors, and what's the size, scope, and ambition there. Mr. Pathak, welcome once again to the program, sir. Really glad that you could join us. So we, currently there is about 36 gigawatt of nuclear capacity, which is approved. But about 7 gigawatts is under construction, sir. Could you just give us a lay of the land? Where are we? Where do we start from? What's the operational capacity? And is the pace of execution, 36 approved and 7 under construction, is the pace of execution, has it historically been a bit of an issue? Go on, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. So one is we have 22 gigawatt of electricity to be put into the grid by 2031-32. This is what is the target. Out of this, nearly 9 gigawatt is which is there in operation today. So remaining already projects are approved. Today, few years back, we have 20 reactors which was approved by Government of India. Out of this, in last 3 years, we have completed 3 reactors, that is 700 megawatt each, 2 at Kakrapara 3 and 4, and 1 at Raisan 7. And 17 reactors of different capacities, 700 megawatt and 1000 megawatt, are in various stages of implementation. Some of the reactors are about to be commissioned, maybe by this fiscal year, and every year we'll have multiple reactors to be basically commissioned. And our target is by 31-32, 22 gigawatt. It's not a target, it's a plan which is already implemented. Apart from this, there are two ways basically to rapidly expand nuclear into the country. One is we could have imported reactor and spent our hard-earned foreign exchange and then implemented the program very fast. And other one is develop our own technology The mandate of NPCIL is not only to generate electricity from the nuclear sources, but also to develop nuclear power technology. So this is what we have been doing. The first 2 reactors got commissioned in 1969 with the help of GE USA at that time to gain the operational experience how to run a nuclear power plant in Tarapur, that is in Maharashtra. And then we worked on of our own on PSWR technology, and we worked on standardization of 220 megawatt, which large number of reactors we have today. We upscaled this to 540 megawatt. 2 reactors at Tarapur units 3 and 4 were set up, and these were the units which was basically completed in less than 5 years. That is the benchmark we made. And thereafter, we have upscaled this without making any change in the reactor technology. We took certain advantage of science and upgraded to 700 megawatt. And this 700 megawatt is our mainstay as far as NPCIL is concerned. And this is purely indigenous effort, right from the designing, construction, commissioning, supply of various equipments. Everything is available in India. And construction services, operation maintenance, we have the capacity. So now 22 gigawatt is 3132, and our target is basically to reach up to around 54 gigawatt by 2047, and to meet the 100 gigawatt target of set up by Government of India. And most of the reactors out of this 54 gigawatt would be from 700 megawatt. And so this is how we are going to expand nuclear power. And India is a country which needs huge amount of electricity. So large capacity reactors are the need of the hour. So that is where NPCIL is working today.
So what is the operational capacity nuclear right now, up and running already, overall?
Total installed capacity is 8,880 megawatt, and a fleet, we have a fleet of 25 reactors, and 1 reactor is of course for long shutdown, and we are going to add 17 more reactors by 31-32, as I told earlier. So by 31-32 the number will be 25 plus 17.
Right. Sorry. Just to get those numbers again, the ambition is 100 gigawatt of nuclear power by 2047, right? That's the overall ambition.
Yes.
Right? So out of 100, how much is operational currently?
Right now it is 8,880 megawatt.
Okay. So you have some distance to cover. And you are saying that there is about 22 gigawatt of nuclear power which is to be commissioned by 2031-32.
Yeah, to be more precise, by 31-32 our capacity will rise up to 22 gigawatt.
Okay.
From 8,800 megawatt right now.
So from 8.8 now it will go to 22 by 2031-32. Okay, and the pace has to accelerate significantly for you to, after that, go to 100 by 47, 2047. But that's a longer term goal. This is more near term in that sense.
Correct.
Got that.
So this is what I explained, because we went for our own technology. We developed the technology of 220 megawatt, and because we were in the technological denial regime since 1974 to 2008, so we didn't get any support. So the entire technology was developed. That is why we went for smaller reactors, and since we have the expertise now, so we slowly graduated to the larger reactors. So now this is the time we can take off.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and one hopes you do. Mr. Pathak, could you give us a sense of, you said that everything is now in-house, right? So there are no imports. I mean, we'll get to fuel later, a little later. But apart from fuel, say for example, if you can break it down by the value of a reactor, right? What percentage is now done in-house, sir, excluding fuel?
See, our installed capital cost of the latest reactor which we have commissioned is 16 crore per megawatt. So every component, right from the supply of major equipment to smaller equipment to construction services, construction commissioning, everything is from the country only. The equipment like reactor, Calendia, N-shield, steam generator, pressurizer, headers, and latest state-of-art technology in instrumentation, electrical, everything is from India only. So this is the beauty of 700 megawatt, and it is one of the safest and cheapest reactor in the world.
Right. And now we are only building 700 megawatt reactors, right? I mean, in this roadmap.
Yeah, so right now, yes, mainly 700 megawatt, which is based on PSWR technology developed by us. But in addition, we have 4 reactors under construction. Out of those targets of 22 gigawatt, 4 reactors add Coulomb of 1000 megawatt capacity each, which is being set up with the cooperation of Russian Federation. 2 reactors, they are already operating of 1000 megawatt. So this is expansion plan. So this is just to basically have additionalities. So 4,000 from 1,000 megawatt and the capacity, and remaining 700 megawatt.
Okay, and that is with Russian sort of cooperation for the 1,000 megawatt reactors.
Yes.
Got it. Now let's come to and when you say, sir, you do all this 16 crores per megawatt, and you say most of this is done in-house, right? In-house, NPCIL does all of it, or you kind of sort of contract and then subcontract this work to other companies, maybe public sector companies, private sector companies, and NPCIL puts all of this together, or you really do all this in-house yourself?
No, all those services are taken from the market. Like we place long lead items to various manufacturers in the country, and for construction and erection at site, we place orders on various agencies who are experienced into this. And it's an ecosystem of the entire industry and NPCIL. We have basically the technology. We have the people who supervise construction commissioning activities at site. We provide the design supervision, and actually job is done by the people from the country only. Yeah. So we don't have to basically look towards countries who can supply, because this is developed by us. We started, these companies started with our hand-holding since beginning, because they also grew along with us.
No, absolutely, 100%. Mr. Pathak, allow me to take a break, right? We'll come back. We've got a basic idea and good idea about where we stand. We'll talk about private sector participation now, what needs to happen there. And of course, we'll talk about fuel and the small modular reactor opportunity as well. And I'd like to ask you how you think about this. So take that break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're with us here on the Global Reset, and we are, of course, talking about India's nuclear ambitions with the apex body responsible for executing, operating, maintaining nuclear power plants in the country, that is Nuclear Power Corporation of India. And we have Bhuvan Chandra Pathak, CMD of NPCIL, with us. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for waiting. Let's come to the private sector now, sir, because there is a great deal of excitement that private sector is going to be able to come into the space and work alongside you as far as nuclear power plants, etc. go. Your thoughts briefly on that, and then we'll get into specifics, sir.
Yeah, one is it's a very welcome step, and in fact, private sector is already involved in nuclear business. There are many companies which are there directly, indirectly involved. But now, private sector wants to have nuclear power station owned by them. So, in the current framework, we have offered one model which is called Bharat Small Reactor, because as of now, it's only the central government companies or central government can build own nuclear power plant. So the model is because private companies want small reactors to be set up to decarbonize their industry. So we have already such reactors of 220 megawatt PSWR, and we have the expertise, and these reactors are operating very satisfactorily, and capacity factor is as high as more than 100%. So, so we are inviting investment and land from the private parties, and entire design supervision, construction supervision, operation maintenance by NPCIL. So this is the model, and we have already issued a request for proposal. So we expect some proposal to come. So because we need to have many players into the market, it's not only NPCIL. NPCIL basically was responsible not only for the generation of electricity, for development of technology also. So if many players are there, the reaching 100 gigawatt target by 2047 would be much easier, and we'll be using the resources available in the market. So it's a very welcome step from our perspective.
When we talk about the Bharat Small Reactor, that is the small modular reactor we are talking about?
It's basically a 220 megawatt reactor which we already are operating. With a little bit of change, we have done certain modifications in terms of so that it is at par with the 700 megawatt, and this entire concept remained like this only, and we have tried to reduce the land requirement also with certain modifications, so that the large land which is required for conventional nuclear power. Otherwise, it's a conventional nuclear power plant only.
Okay. The only, I think, difference is the modular aspect of it, right? Modular construction. So you can, I mean, in a way, kind of sort of build this and then move this and install it somewhere. I mean, that is the overall ambition, and there's work happening globally as well.
So basically, see, the energy requirement in our country is huge, and small modular reactor will have applications for specific purposes, and small, especially heating and having electricity at remote places. For us in India, of course, it's a large reactor, but in spite of that, we have to have this small modular reactor. Probably this will be a step forward. First, let us have the experience of operating nuclear power plant, small nuclear power plant. And there are various models across the globe. People are working on small modular reactor. We in NPCIL also are working on to this. So it will take some time. Once it is there, then small modular reactor can also be placed wherever it is required.
No, absolutely. So just to get that right, we have the 220 technology, right? It's just that what we're talking about is basically the modular construction of it. Modules produced off-site, transported to the location where you need these to operate. That is the part which one is figuring out. And as I understand it, globally, there are 3 SMRs which are operational, 4 are under construction. So, you know, it's in the nascency effort in that sense. So, Mr. Pathak, you're saying that this is the area into which the private sector will first be allowed. I mean, right? That's what you're telling us.
No, what I am telling is because it's not small. Private sector can own any reactor, no, small or middle. It is depending upon their appetite whether they want a small reactor or bigger reactor.
Okay.
So right now, In the current statute, it is only government companies can own a nuclear power plant.
Correct.
So in order our private partners to have their reactors, so we are taking the responsibility, design responsibility, and they will be owning it. So that kind of model, but it's up to them whether they want to go for small modular reactor, small reactor, or big or large reactors.
So given the proposed amendments to the Atomic Energy Act, right, and the Civil Liability Act, is NPCIL open to sharing operating responsibility, fuel logistics, and even reactor ownership with private sector partners? Or do you think, NPCIL will remain the sole operator in practice? So just wanted some clarity there.
So because amendment of Act, it's within the government domain, so we are not privy to this. But whenever required, NPCIL will be willing to give any support in design supervision at site. Of course, for operation maintenance, once private party owns any reactor, so they can run reactors, and wherever required, we may support. It depends on how the amendment takes place.
Yeah. No, I mean, NPCIL has the expertise. Private sector, of course, while they may have the capital, but they don't have the expertise. And capital also, I mean, it's a function, because these are large capital cost projects, right? So we'll have to see, and I guess frameworks will evolve, right? In terms of how this has to be done.
Yeah, correct. So the BSR model which we have offered is that only, because right now private parties cannot own. So we with their investment, we will be operating for them.
Okay. So you, in a way, then become the supplier and operator of these BSRs.
Yes.
Okay. Got that. Mr. Pathak, the other issue is that India remains heavily reliant on imported uranium, right? Now, how do you think about fuel security, sir? And what can we do to kind of sort of get this, our new, there's this talk of thorium, there are other minerals, etc. But just your thoughts on this.
Yeah, as far as fuel is concerned, fuel and heavy water in our technology, it is in the government domain. Government of India provides us fuel and heavy water on lease basis. So the entire fleet today, we get the fuel, and I don't foresee any issue in getting the fuel, and because the amount of fuel is not very large as compared to coal and other things, so we can have storage also. And of course, we have our own fuel system in the country. We can produce fuel and we can import also. So I don't foresee any problem as of now for fuel supply.
Right. Got that. Okay, fair enough. But without going into too much technological detail, these BSRs will also be operating on current fuel, or this is some other fuel we are talking about, sir?
It is the same fuel. No change in the fuel. It is the same fuel which we are using our 220 megawatt reactors.
Got that. So if we are looking at
but the BSR as just a moment. BSR, as I told earlier, the BSR is within the current statute.
Correct.
So wherein only NPCIL or company like NPCIL can own the reactor. So this arrangement is once it is open to privatization, then probably this model will not remain there. Something else may come up.
Yeah. I got that. So to build out, I mean, we're talking about a 10x growth, right? Scale up in capacity, more than 10x capacity scale up by 2047. Do we have the institutional capability, trained technical workforce training infrastructure, EPC partnerships actually, or do you think, this will require a mammoth scale-up effort on each of these points, sir?
Yeah, definitely. One is we have the NPCIL or Department of Atomic Energy has the technical competency because we have been working in this technology since last 5 decades. So we have experience of designing, construction, commission of PHWR. We have experience for operating boiling water reactors at Tarapur 1 and 2. We have experience of construction, commissioning and operation of maintenance of VVR 1000, which have been set up with the cooperation of Russian Federation. So technical competency is there with us. The entire ecosystem within NPCIL and outside is there. As far as manpower is concerned, we have well established training system. We have 3 kinds of individuals which we employ. One is graduate engineers. We recruit them based upon shortlisting, based upon their grade score, and then conduct interview. And every year since last 3-4 years, we have been recruiting around 400 such engineers to take care of our future requirement. And once they are recruited, they undergo 1 year rigorous training. And once they successfully complete the training, they are permanently absorbed in the corporation, and then they are subject to licensing by our regulators, and they are the people who are fit for designing a reactor, operation and maintenance of the reactor. And the second layer is supervisors, and we recruit them. After recruitment, they undergo 1.5 years training. We have training infrastructure. And then third one is the operator. They undergo 2 years training. So this is how our training system is there. And in every site, we have one nuclear training center. And we are going to expand the nuclear training center also in terms of capacity. As far as sourcing of equipment, component from the Indian market is there. There are companies which used to take around 5 to 6 years to manufacture a particular equipment. So they have also graduated to next higher level. So they are able to supply these equipment in around 32 months time. So that kind of innovation and renovation they have done in their factories. We have agencies who can construct our nuclear power plant. We have agencies who can erect and commission our plants. So all those kinds of infrastructure is available with us, and it can be multiplied at a given point of time. In addition to this, we have a capability to renovate and modernize aging plant also. So that also we have demonstrated within shortest possible time period, minimum cost. We are able to go for en masse coolant channel and en masse feeder replacement jobs, which across the globe everybody appreciates. So the entire capability and capacity is available. Only industry has to increase the capacity now. Industry for rapid multiplication of nuclear power. So I could see various companies are expanding their facilities also. So I'm sure the entire ecosystem is available and will be able to reach the target whatever has been set by Government of India within that Amrit Kal.
Mr. Pathak, really glad you could drop by. I'll invite you for part 2 because there is a lot more that I want to discuss. But I think this gives us a good primer in terms of where things are as far as, the state of nuclear power, operational and, on the anvil is at right now. So really glad that you could make it. Very insightful. And as I said, we'll invite you back on this program later. Thanks once again for joining us here on the Global Reset.
Thank you.
Well, that's it on this edition of the Global Reset. I hope you found that conversation useful. I certainly did. More comes up after a quick break.